Do you know what the tea ceremony is? Usually we often encounter them in China and Japan, and how it still exists today. So please watching this video until the end. Good morning everyone, I'm Hardinis Kawatiriski and my friend Rakesha Sepia Imana. Today we would like to share you about the tea ceremony in China and Japan. First, I'd like to tell you about history of tea ceremony in Japan. Tea made from green tea powder was first used in religious rituals at Buddhist monasteries. According to Buddhist tradition, tea is used to increase alertness when doing meditation. In the 12th century, samurai began to drink this tea. At the time, tea drinking became a solace for various during times of war, and the foundation of the tea ceremony were developed. Since the 16th century, this tradition of drinking tea has spread to all levels of society in Japan.
Okay, next it's about tea ceremony in China, starting with Emperor Sen's accidental discovery of the first tea around 3000 BC. The tea leaves cut into the boiled water that Emperor Sen would drink. The Camellia sinensis plant became healthy after Emperor Sen's great role in the discovery of tea in China. His work was continued in 760 BC by Lu Ya, which was recorded in a book of Chajing Tea. This is the book that will become a trusted reference in terms of the art of drinking tea in China. Since then, Chinese people have made drinking tea a culture.
The tea ceremony, also known as Chanayu. The tea ceremony, also known as Chanayu. The Chanayu procession is not carried out haphazardly. There's a sequence to its implementation. First, guests invited by the host will sit and wait outside the chashitsu. Because the chashitsu is only 8.93 square meter, the number of guests invited is usually only 3 people. After these guests have been greeted by the host, they will take turns entering the room and sitting on the tatami. Guests will be given a moment to look at the decoration in the room. After that, the host will entertain guests with the provision of tea and light sweet dishes. This tea is brewed directly in front of the guests so that it can be drunk warm.
The tea ceremony, or kabai in Chinese wedding ceremonies, is performed before the wedding ceremony implement. The kabai is done to honor the parents of both the bride and groom, and also as a venue for friendship between the two families. The tea ceremony at the wedding only involves the family. Apart from that, the presentation is also given directly by the bride and groom. The bride and groom serve tea to the elders first. The culture of drinking tea is also always associated with drinking tea itself. Pots and cups are two of several devices, the other most common tea drink.
In Japan, they wear a traditional kimono for the tea ceremony. The tea is only made from green tea powder called matcha, without any mixture. Before the guests drink tea, the host treats them with sweet cake. The setting is serene and classic, making the tea ceremony sacred.
In China, they have different types of tea and the tea ceremonies, but they still use the same utensils like teapots, small glasses, and the tea serve varies according to the data of each region. Tea ceremony in the wedding while wearing modern red traditional clothes. The ceremony was semi-formal because only family attended.
The two countries, China and Japan, have different histories of the tea ceremony. In China, tea drinking is only for royalty, whereas in Japan, tea drinking is only for hermits and samurai.
Both China and Japan have a tea ceremony culture. However, they have a different way of serving. If China serves tea with lots of tools, Japan only needs 3 tools.
Both China and Japan share the same drinking cup. However, the Chinese cup is smaller than Japanese cup is more like a bowl.
In enjoying tea, the Chinese usually turn on the steam from the tea to respect it, while the Japanese just turn the cup twice, and when drinking, the lips are not allowed to touch the design of the cup. Well, everyone, now I'd like to show you the video clip of tea ceremony in China and Japan. Let's move on. Well, that's our brief review of the culture of the tea ceremony in China and Japan. Hopefully, it can be useful. Thanks for watching and see you soon!